And we're back, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I appreciate that. Next up in my Steam list of games is a game called Emmo and the Lost Dutchman's Mine. And if it weren't for point-and-click adventure games, I believe very strongly that we wouldn't have games like Skyrim or any other CRPG. And by that I mean that in terms of storytelling, in terms of exploration, in terms of finding stuff in a world, the point-and-click games have sort of paved the way for RPGs nowadays. And it's sort of a shame that the old point-and-click adventure games, the genre, sort of died a little bit. I mean, they're still around, but it's kind of turned into a acquired taste sort of thing. Now here we have Emmo, which came out in 2006 and was developed by Himalaya Games. Prior to making this game, which is basically their first game, their first original game, they created sort of remakes of the classic Sierra adventure games like King's Quest. And so they made it into a profession, which is really nice to see, and they came up with Emmo. So this is a point-and-click adventure game, very modeled after the Sierra Online and the LucasArts classics. But it pretty much falls short in almost every way. Story-wise, we get this character of Emmo, and he's a clueless loser type of guy chasing after some kind of woman, and it's pretty much Leisure Suit Larry all over again. Now, you could say that isn't such a bad thing, because Leisure Suit Larry or Leisure Suit Larry was a funny character, but I would have liked Emmo to be a little bit more original, but he isn't. The game is set in a Wild West sort of atmosphere, but the graphics are nothing to write home about, in my opinion. The scenes are hand-drawn, but I don't think they're very well done. Especially the animations are very basic and just not very good. And it also lacks a certain charm that the classics had. Also, I appreciate the fact that this game features voice acting, but they all sound like they were recorded with the actors having a dustbin over their heads. I don't know, but it just sounds horrible.
Woman from oppressive homeland seeks free lifestyle with wealthy, attractive, independent young man. A perfect match. We'll be together soon, my sweet Ivana.
Fortunately, there is some witty writing in this game, and there's some good humor and cultural references all over the place. Silly gags and all. It's okay. It's fun. It keeps you engaged. But the gameplay is stuck in the old ways of pixel hunting the scenes for items that you might or might not be able to pick up and combine, maybe. And most of the time, you're pretty much aimlessly walking around the scenes looking for things to pick up, and once you've figured out what you have to do, then most of the stuff you actually do doesn't make a lot of sense given the context. Also, you need to talk to everyone and exhaust all the dialogue trees to forward the story, get some clues of what is going on. But most of the time, as I said, you just don't know what you need to be doing next. So it just kind of feels random at times, making little sense given the context, as I said. So I'm not really sure what audience they were aiming for with this game. On one hand, the fans of the classics will be put off by the lack of originality and charm and just overall quality of Emmo. And new players will be put off by the ancient mechanics, as I just mentioned, the pixel hunting and just trying to combine certain items in the hope that a new item will come up. That's not to say that this isn't a sympathetic game, because it really is, especially because of the humor. And there's obviously some talent involved. And you can tell because a bunch of years down the road, in the beginning of this year, Himalaya Games have released a new game. So obviously they stuck around and they learned some more well, they gathered more experience, I guess. Let's be frank about this game. I didn't enjoy it that much. It didn't make a lot of sense. It was funny at times, but overall, I think this is quite the mediocre entry into a classic genre of games. Sympathetic, but not very good. So thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.
I am not done.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not, and I'll prove it.
How?
I don't know.
Of course you don't. You're dumb.